In the war zone of Kinluo, there was a large green island, full of trees known as the entrance to the Eternal Kingdom. Somewhere on the island were all the military commanders from all the war zones. Among them was Saikshun Yu's father, who had his hand under his chin and was watching attentively. Next to him was Jiyu Kaishan, who began staring at the screen, waiting for Yong and the others to arrive. A while later, Yong and the others arrived on the island. Luo Sandout turned toward our boy and with a cheerful look mentioned that the king of the Celestial Sword was seated in the first row of Zhengzhou district. Yong's attention turned to the side. With a calm expression he mentioned that this was easy to understand, and he noticed that the sealed King Ji Hongyan was also present. A question came to his mind. He did not know why he too was sitting in the Zhengzhou district. Behind them was Mu Hengqiu. She began to gaze at the ground silently. Just then, Saikshun Yu appeared, while she was red as a tomato. She placed her hand on her arm, looked away and explained that the reason was that currently the war zone of the Magic City had no national protector, so her father would take charge. Upon seeing Saikshun Yu, Luo Sandout and Mu Hengqiu's eyes filled with fury. They stood in front of Yong and started covering him with their arms. She was a captain of an enemy team, and they thought she was trying to win over Yong. Upon seeing their behavior, the mind of our boy was filled with confusion. He remained silent, not knowing what to do or how to act. A crack opened in the sky, and a giant flying ship appeared. On the ship were several men, a general, and another man with white hair. They were from the war zone of the capital, and the combat power of the ship could be compared to the level of an 8th rank protector of the country. Fang Zhenghao was the national protector of the capital and feared that others would not know how great and powerful his family was. The star of the capital, Ying Zan, jumped off the ship. His eyes were full of determination, and his body was radiating a powerful energy capable of making even the most powerful feel fear. Everyone recognized the legendary Ying Zhang, who had an extraordinary presence. Just then, another crack appeared in the sky, and although the people of the capital were very arrogant in terms of style, the war district of Guanghai was not far behind. A powerful golden dragon with several heads emerged from the crack, and it was carrying a giant coffin with chains. On top of the dragon was a man wearing a summer shirt. It was Ying Zan Tian, his eyes spread with joy. And with a confident smile, he extended his hand toward the coffin, announcing that his team called Rebirth Towards Death was going to emerge from the coffin. The coffin fell on top of the dragon and began to break into pieces. The coffin fell to the ground, but just then, the participants from the Guanghai war zone emerged. Among them was a man with long hair. Ying Zan Tian revealed that this year, the first place was going to belong to their war zone. Now that all the participants had arrived, a giant portal appeared, and while some were entering, others stayed silently observing. The first round consisted of a team battle. Out of 8 major war zones, 4 were going to be eliminated. Within the secret realm, the survival area would shrink every hour, and if any team remained motionless, they would be struck by thunder as punishment. Everyone entered the portal, and the last team was Jinganan's team. Jiang and the others began scanning the area. This place was a forest with abandoned buildings. This was the area where the team battles were going to take place. Jiang was the captain, so the others asked him what to do now. The portal disappeared in the sky. Jiang's eyes filled with confusion. He turned to Bai Feng and asked what they meant. With a serene gaze, Bai Feng extended his hand and explained that among the 8 major war zones, the probability of participating in this was 1 in 1,000. If they wanted to eliminate their opponents, then they had to find a way to take initiative first and gain an advantage. Everyone remained silent, thinking about what to do now, while on the other side, Mu Hengqiu began staring at Bai Feng and couldn't help but feel furious. She asked how he could speak like that to the captain, demanding that he show more respect, just before things could escalate to another level. Jiang intervened and placed his hand on her head, closed his eyes, and with a forced smile thought that Bai Feng was right, since in a situation like this it was better to get organized. Our boy reached into the storage space and asked everyone to wait. Seeing this, everyone felt happy, thinking that the captain had already made some preparations. Jiang took out a sofa, meat, vegetables, and a grill. He sat on the ground, rested his hands on his knees, started observing them, and decided it was time to begin. The others began to observe in silence, naming everything Jing had taken out of the system's storage space. Luo Sandao, Bai Feng, and Tang Ying were shocked and open-mouthed, and it didn't take long for them to realize that Jing wanted to organize a barbecue. Our boy started putting the meat on skewers. Mu Henqiu clenched her fists and couldn't help but feel furious, and even though Jing did almost everything right, according to her this was a bit inappropriate. Luo Sandao sided with her, saying that now was not the time to be having barbecues since it was a matter of life or death. Tang Ying turned around and put her hand over her face out of embarrassment. She knew that although our boy had many virtues, he was not made to be the team leader. Jing's eyes filled with surprise and confusion upon seeing his team's reaction. Bai Feng approached, and his attention fixed on the skewers. With a confused gaze, he questioned whether Jing did not remember the rules. If they stayed still, they would be struck by lightning. The mind of the man standing next to him filled with surprise. He could not believe that Jing was behaving this way in a situation like this. Our boy put the meat on the skewer and casually said that he already knew the rules, but eating a little barbecue wasn't going to be a problem since, after all, only by being full did one have the energy to fight. Jing Wushuing placed his hand on his jaw, and his eyes spread in surprise. For him, Jing had come up with a wonderful idea. With a smile, he decided to help prepare the barbecue. Jing Wushuing and our boy sat down and started preparing the barbecue. The others were somewhat confused upon seeing that he had also joined Jing. According to them, the team shouldn't have two such unreliable people at the same time, or perhaps there was a deeper meaning behind this. Liu Sandao clenched her fists, and her eyes filled with joy. She finally understood what Jing meant. Little by little everyone began to believe that this made sense. The man who was next to her put his hand under his chin and with a smile thought that Jing was brilliant, while the man who had his arms crossed couldn't help but feel excited. Everyone decided to listen to the captain and help. A red-haired girl grabbed a skewer and, with a happy gaze, started putting slices of roasted potatoes on it since it was her favorite dish. Jing, who was sitting behind them, turned toward her and his eyes filled with confusion. His expression changed. He was somewhat surprised to see that everyone had agreed on having a barbecue. The reason he had decided to make one was because he was hungry. Ever since the small insects had started reproducing again, his appetite had been insatiable. He wasn't afraid of being struck by lightning since this way he could recharge his ability. But seeing the expressions of his companions now made things no longer seem as simple as they appeared. While he was distracted, Mu Hangqiu approached him and with a smile explained that now she also understood it. Thinking that Jing's thoughts were too deep, she was very foolish and hadn't thought it through well. With a calm expression, Jing asked what she had understood. In response, she put her hand behind her head, closed her eyes and explained that everyone had understood Jing's plan, and if she said she didn't understand it, she'd look foolish. Jing couldn't help but fall into confusion not knowing what was happening. After preparing the skewers, Jing Wushuing placed them on the grill. The strategy our boy was using had only appeared once in history. If he hadn't reviewed the lists of geniuses from hundreds of generations ago, he really wouldn't have understood it. He didn't expect our boy to make such an effort for this evaluation. To him, he was a captain worthy of the title. He started cooking the skewers and his gaze fixed on Jing. He thought that Jing's plan was to wait calmly to attack those who were exhausted. It was like pretending to be a pig to eat the tiger. Although it was a good plan, it was extremely risky. Jing wasn't afraid of everyone joining forces against him. Feeling Jing Wushuang's gaze, our boy began observing him silently, not knowing what this guy was plotting. Jing Wushuing started wondering if this was what they called an invincible heart. For him, it wasn't surprising that his grandfather had asked him to approach Jing and observe him closely. Compared to him, what Jing Wushuing lacked wasn't talent or strength but the determination not to fear anything. Jing's eyes began to shine with seriousness. He asked why Jing Wushuing was looking at him so intensely. Wushuing, who was grilling the skewers, mentioned that he wasn't as good as him. Jing stood up and told him that his skewers were burning. The screen started showing everyone that Jing Wushuing and our boy were preparing skewers. Everyone remained silently watching. Fu Kaishan's eyes filled with rage and disappointment. He couldn't believe that while others were preparing or investigating, Jing was having a barbecue. He thought he had learned it from Hong Yao. As a captain, he was leading others astray. Being in embarrassment, he didn't know how Jing would be able to face old Duan afterward. The red-haired man named Fang Zhenghao couldn't help but laugh. He mocked him, saying that this time Jing Nan had prepared very well. Upon hearing this, Zai Zinu's father's attention was fixed on him and his eyes filled with fury. This also caught the attention of Jiyu Kaishan, who turned around and began staring at him intently. Several years ago, during the competition, the human emperor had massacred many of his opponents using the dragon sword. When he was young, he had deliberately stopped in one place, waiting for lightning to strike him so that later he could lure 4 teams to investigate, leading to a battle where he massacred everyone. All of this had been carried out entirely by himself. His ferocity, his bravery, his determination made people admire him. Many years had passed, and no one had been able to achieve a feat like his. Fang Zhenghao's eyes filled with confidence as he mocked them, saying that they had first learned things like chicken droppings and dog excrement. According to him, they didn't deserve it. The others intervened, explaining that a deserter like him couldn't say such things. The man crossed his arms and began to laugh. Zai Zinu's father placed his hand on Jiyu Kaishan's shoulder and, with a forced smile, asked him not to get angry. Despite being somewhat furious, he decided to comply and remain silent. Someone caught the attention of the others by revealing that the war zones of Qin Luo, Wu Xiang, King Lan, and Tian Fu were going to unite again and that the capital was going to face a big problem. Jiyu Kaishan started staring at the man with a piercing gaze, mentioning that this generation of geniuses was not weak and that the capital was indeed going to have problems. The man extended his hand and with a confident expression made it clear that a group of useless people would not be able to stand up to the geniuses of the capital. The screen began to display a map. Jiyu Kaishan stood up and it didn't take long for him to realize that the 4 elite regions didn't seem to be aiming at the capital, but rather at Jinganan. They didn't want to attack the strong. They wanted to go after the weak. Fang Zhenghao couldn't help but laugh upon seeing that they had finally learned something. For him, this was going to be a good show to watch. Somewhere in the secret realm, there was a group of men. One of them started looking to one side and with an alert gaze revealed that he had found Jinganan's group. They couldn't believe they were having a barbecue and also had no defenses around them. This was something unusual, so they realized something wasn't right and thought they were setting up a trap. The long-haired man's eyes filled with confusion upon seeing that they were hungry in a situation like this. Tianfu's number 1 pride, the team captain named Liu Oshun clenched his fist and began releasing powerful energy. His attention focused on Jing and the others. He told his men to stop arguing. No matter what Jing's team did, they should advance directly according to plan. They still had comrades standing guard, so they'd be able to defeat them quickly. The 20 elites would divide into 3 groups. Their group would mainly focus on containing Jing Weishuang, while Wu Qingqing's group would be responsible for taking down Jing Chen. The first celestial genius of Kai Luo, named Wu Qingqing, extended her hand and summoned some daggers. Her eyes were shining with confidence, and although Jing mastered calamities, he could not use them here. As long as they did not give him the chance to unsheath his sword, defeating him would be easy. But the task of Dan Lishuang's group was going to be the most arduous and required taking care of the rest of the group. The first genius of Wuxian, named Dan Lishuang, clasped her hands together and began using her powers, making water appear. With a gaze full of determination, she vowed to purify them all. Liu Ocean's eyes filled with excitement. He gave Liu Hang the order to use the portal to help the others. The number 1 genius of Qinglan, Liu Hang, extended his hand and made a portal appear. While they were preparing to attack, Jing and the others were eating. Wu Caxan's attention was fixed on the screen, and he couldn't help but sweat. The enemy was already less than 500 meters away, and yet they hadn't detected them. To him, this made no sense because even if Jing hadn't noticed it, Jing Oshun should have. And if this continued like this, they were going to end up dead. The other generals couldn't hail but feel happy. The grey-haired man mentioned that Liu Hang's hidden ability in the spatial system was unparalleled. The muscular man crossed his arms and started laughing. mentioning that Wu Yadu was the best assassin in the world. The woman said that Li Shuang was the first goddess with an aquatic class in all of Daxia. The white-haired man also joined in. He forcefully hit the table with his fist and said that Liu Oshun was the best strategist. All of the geniuses' gazes fixed on Jing, who was sitting on the sofa eating as if nothing had happened. Jing Oshwang stood up and couldn't help but go on alert. He didn't expect the enemy to arrive before they were struck by lightning. He turned towards Jing, who was enjoying some good skewers. The enemy was less than 100 meters away, and he couldn't believe that Jing still hadn't done anything about it. He came to the conclusion that Jing hadn't noticed the presence of the enemy. Jing grabbed a piece of meat and took a bite. Now their enemies were less than 10 meters away. Liu Oshun thought they had victory assured. But just then, Jing threw the meat, put his hand near his mouth with an unpleasant expression, and started spitting. He didn't know who had roasted the claws of the fierce beast since they weren't even cooked. The roasted claws hit Liu Oshun's face, his eyes filled with fear as he began observing Jing without knowing if he'd been discovered. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, please subscribe our channel and like and share the video. Welcome to our channel.
Jing Washwang began to release energy, and with a gaze full of emotion, he leaped and his eyes fixed on Liu Oshun, who was hidden inside the portal. He couldn't help but smile and feel admiration for our boy. Thinking that he had already discovered long ago that they were going to be attacked but had remained calm and thrown the bone as a warning to the others. Jing, who was sitting on the sofa, couldn't help but feel somewhat confused. Jing Washwang's eyes began to shine, and with a smile, he struck the portal. He was impressed to see that his opponents could establish a triple void restriction, and even create cyclical illusions within the restrictions. But it had been useless since they had fallen completely into Jing Chen's trap. The portal shattered into pieces, making Liu Oshun and his men visible. He couldn't help but panic and feel furious upon seeing that our boy had sensed their presence yet still waited until the last moment in order to humiliate them. Jing Washwang descended to the ground and began staring at them intently, asking them to stop saying so much nonsense. Liu Oshun and the others realized that if they retreated now, they were going to die. They decided to follow the plan and finish off Jiang Ni altogether. The members of Jing's team went on alert. Our boy stood up, and everyone started praising him. For them, he was someone who had everything under control and observed even the smallest detail. They felt admiration toward him. Wu Henqiu approached him, her eyes filled with joy. With a confident smile, she mentioned that this time she really understood it. And Liu Oshun appeared and mentioned that she also understood it. Jing's eyes filled with confusion. With a forced smile he said that it wasn't actually as deep as they thought. But now that he had guessed by chance, he decided to get down to business for the battle. He started running towards the others but not before asking Liu Oshun and Wu Henqiu to take care of protecting Lai Bing and Prince Wang well and not let others take the kills, seeing that our boy had entrusted them with a mission. They couldn't help but feel happy and promised to protect them at all costs. In reality, our boy just wanted to get some exercise. The men of Liu Oshun lunged at Jing Wuxiang. But in the blink of an eye, he grabbed one of their heads and slammed his body forcefully against the ground, causing the man to start screaming in agony. Two men wielding swords tried to take advantage of his lowered guard to attack, but Wuxiang used his technique called Eight-Armed War God Body, and several fists made of energy emerged from his body, effortlessly knocking down the two men. One of the fists attacked Liu Oshun, but he unsheathed his sword and blocked the attack at the last moment. At first our boy decided to help him. But upon seeing how strong he was, he realized that this guy didn't need anyone's help. The energy from the attack grew more intense, and it became increasingly difficult for Liu Oshun to defend himself. He panicked and his eyes widened with fear. Behind them was Liu Ha. Jing Wuxiang was too strong. So he gave Liu Ha the order to bring support from other groups. Liu Ha, who was deep in his thoughts, came out of his trance and asked him to hold on a bit. His eyes filled with seriousness. He reached back and summoned a portal, and while sweating he called Dan Lishuang's group and gave them the order to send reinforcements. At first, they refused since things were not going according to plan, but eventually they relented. Just then, Jing appeared above him. Unsheathed the sword and with a piercing gaze noticed that this guy had the support class. Liu Ha raised his head and upon seeing Jing his eyes widened in fear. Jing did not want to let this guy use his powers, so he descended to the ground and with a determined expression attacked with a fierce slash. But to his surprise, Liu Ha reacted in time and entered the portal, saving himself by a hair's breadth. His eyes began to shine with rage. He clenched his teeth knowing that he had no other option but to surrender himself into the void. He was furious because he didn't know why Wu Qingqing's group hadn't dealt with Jing Chen yet. The reality was that she was busy. Tang Ying unsheathed her daggers, and her eyes began to gleam with malice. With a smile, she attacked Qingqing, but she blocked the attack using her small knives. Her attention focused on her, making her eyes widen in surprise. She informed Liu Ha that she was being held back by Tang Ying. Both were assassins. And people always said that Qingqing was number 1 and Tang Ying number, and today was the day when she wanted to see if this was true. Liu Ha questioned where Dan Lishuang was. She too was busy. As she headed toward the others, Bai Feng stood in her way. He unsheathed his sword and with a gaze full of rage said that if she wanted to attack his companions then he would have to go over his dead body. Dan Lishuang activated her power, making a powerful blue energy appear. She decided to first purify Bai Feng and then purify the others. Several members of Luo Shan's group were fighting against the others, but Jing's team had 2 strong warriors who were blocking the attacks. Following Jing's order, Liu Sandao went with Li Bing, who was sitting on the ground holding her bow. Liu Sandao crossed her arms in front of her chest and activated the Eternal Earth Shield. In the blink of an eye, a powerful shield began to form in front of her. She suggested to Li Bing to hide behind her and support the others. Now that Li Bing didn't have to worry about being ambushed, she turned around and her eyes filled with seriousness. She launched a powerful ice arrow towards her opponents. Mu Henqiu unsheathed her sword and her eyes began to shine. She started advancing towards Luo Shan and gave the order to the prince to cast the curse to cover her while she went into battle. He obeyed, extended his hand, and used the discouragement curse, making an evil energy appear. Upon noticing the curse, one of the men activated mental defense. But in the blink of an eye, Mu Henqiu moved like lightning and with a murderous gaze, attacked the man. Cutting his abdomen, the man opened his mouth and began to scream in pain. Liu Ha was hiding inside the portal. He started observing our boy carefully, realizing that at this rate, sooner or later Luo Shan and the others were going to end up defeated. Jing sensed the presence of the portal and using his sword cut it. Our boy was tired of seeing that Liu Ha liked playing whack-a-mole games, but with a calm look he decided to play along with him. Liu Ha was busy trying to escape from Jing Chen, so he couldn't move, much less support his companions with spatial teleportation. 2 men tried to attack our boy from behind, but as expected, he had already noticed them. Jing threw the sword at them, which struck their chests directly, creating deep cuts. With a smile, he mentioned that he could search for moles and cut them at the same time. Liu Shan, who was somewhat injured, opened his mouth and began spitting blood. Many of his men who were fighting against Jing Wushuing had fallen, and the ground was filled with corpses. Jing Wushuing was still unscathed. He clenched his fist and with a penetrating gaze began to stare at him intently. He couldn't help but mock them upon seeing that they hadn't been able to defeat him even being 8, advising them to gather 9 more warriors to try again. Liu Shan was lying on the ground with his hand over his shoulder. The group's formation was completely disordered, and Jing Wushuing was too strong. Moreover, Jing Chen was still fighting freely. He knew that if this continued like this, they were going to lose. But then something happened, and the sky filled with black clouds and thunder began to form. Liu Shan clenched his teeth and lost hope, but when he looked toward the sky, a light of hope appeared in his eyes. The cloud was a power of calamity, and he felt relieved to see it had arrived. They were going to be struck by the thunder, so he gave the order to Dan Lishwang to use her powers. She extended her hands, and her body began to emit a powerful blue energy. Bai Feng tightly gripped his sword and started advancing quickly towards her. Dan Lishwang summoned a barrier to protect herself from the attack. Jing Wushuang's attention focused on her. And it didn't take him long to realize that this was Liu Shan's true plan. He gave the order to everyone to kill Dan Lishwang first. Now that he was distracted, Liu Shan stood up and his gaze fixed on him. He placed his hand on the ground, and an energy began to spread across the floor. He couldn't help but smile, revealing that it was already too late. The energy entered Jing Wushuang's body, causing him to fall to his knees on the ground. While resting one hand on his knee, he placed the other on the floor and couldn't help but grit his teeth in fury, knowing he had been too careless. Now Jing Wushuing was immobilized. Bai Feng approached Dan Lishwang and prepared to attack. Liu Shan knew that even if he used all the illusions he had, he wouldn't be able to trap him for long. But keeping him immobilized for 10 seconds was more than enough, since by the time he escaped from the illusion, Jing Nan would have already been eliminated. He gave Dan Lishwang the order to act as there was no time to lose. She used the technique called Water Dragon Dance. The divine and demonic energy was protecting her body. A powerful burst of energy shot out towards Bai Feng. Luckily he blocked the attack using the sword, but in the process his body was sent flying backward, forcing him to retreat. While Dan Lishwang's eyes were shining, she extended her hands toward the sky and used her best technique called Blue Sky Water Serpent Dragon. She activated a forbidden spell, causing blue energy to descend from the sky onto Jing's group's bodies, and not long after a mark appeared on their heads. Jing, who had the sword resting on his shoulder, began to observe the others with a calm gaze and couldn't help but feel confused upon seeing that marks had appeared on everyone's heads. At that moment, a powerful dragon made of electricity appeared in the sky and started staring at them intently. Luo Sandao and Lai Bing began to look at the dragon. Their jaws dropping in fear. They had been marked by thunder punishment. The power of thunder punishment was comparable to that of a sealed king of 7 transformations. The attack had great range, and there was no time to escape. Tang Ying's eyes were filled with joy. She had struck her opponent 3 times, with the last one almost costing her life, so she had lost. Wu Qingqing had lost an arm and bore a deep cut on her chest. She was clutching the wound on her arm as she slowly began entering Liu Han's portal. With a smile, she mocked Tang Ying by saying that her victory meant nothing since they were losers in the ranking competition for celestial geniuses, revealing that Great Zia remembered nothing about losers. The members of Jing's team began to observe the thunder in the sky. They couldn't help but feel frustrated as they had been about to defeat them, not knowing if this was a matter of fate. Bai Feng was furious and his body was surrounded by an intense energy. He prepared to attack again, revealing that Da Lishwang had the ability to escape into the void. She entered the portal saying that he was going to be purified. The prince started looking at the thunder and couldn't help but feel fear, but he said that he and Mu Hankyu were going to die together. She put her hands on her head and couldn't help crying. She gave him the order to leave since no one wanted to die with him. She wanted to go with Jing. Little by little, Jing Wushuang began to free himself from the illusion, and his eyes started to shine with a thirst for revenge. Liu Ocean revealed that they were going to die and Jing Nan had lost. And none of them in the 4 great war zones was going to advance. Jing Washwang knew that the thunder punishment would not be able to kill him, and he swore to pursue them until death after leaving the secret realm. Liu Ocean entered the portal and mocked him, saying that first he must survive in order to then kill them. But then, someone jumped. It was Jing who had thrown himself toward the thunder punishment. The dragon began staring at him intently, ready to attack. Jing's eyes were full of determination. He asked why they were so afraid of a simple thunder, not knowing if it was necessary to flee. Liu Ocean and the others who were hiding in the portal couldn't help but laugh, thinking that Jing had gone crazy and believed that the punishment of thunder wasn't powerful enough. With a confident expression, he extended his hand toward the dragon and with a smile revealed that he had been waiting for this moment for a long time, and asked if this wasn't the hidden card they had, revealing that it was something weak. Several dragons made of electricity appeared in the sky and began to roar, but Jing remained calm. They couldn't help but panic as the 9 dragons were heading toward Jing Chen. They asked what Dan Lishwang was doing, giving her the order to make the dragons attack the others. She extended her hand toward the dragons and her eyes filled with fear. She tried to control them but was unable. She panicked, not knowing how it was possible that she couldn't control her own calamity. Our boy descended to the ground and began absorbing the electric dragons. His eyes started shining with excitement and with a smile, he revealed that her water was no longer pure. Then he used the thunder dominator ability called lightning fusion. He started to fly in the sky and everyone's attention was fixed on him. He revealed that this time, the ones who were going to lose were them. Everyone was in shock upon seeing that our boy had absorbed the electricity of the dragons. Realizing that he had 2 classes, they didn't know how many more secrets our boy had hidden. Jing began to stare at them and extended his hand, making electrical energy appear. It was time for Jing to start hunting. He used the skill called Sky Blade and Thunder Blade. He wanted to see who was faster, his thunder or Liu Han's portal. This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, so subscribe to our channel, share the video, and like.